All right, here we go. Lions Talk Live coming at you from Main Street Pub in Kalamazoo on West Main. I am Dan Thornton. We got the Sarge, Tony Libretto, and we're coming at you live and uncensored here with the pregame show. NFL kickoff, Detroit Lions versus KC. Tony, Sarge, what do you got as far as some of the keys for the game today for the Lions to get their first win in Kansas City since maybe the Reagan administration?
That's probably right, Dano. I'll tell you what, they've got Kansas City's missing their second and third best player, right?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce out, Chris Jones out. So really, they got no excuse not to win this game. So here's what they got to do. I saw the report. They got a few guys out that they're sitting today, which means I think Levi, the defensive tackle, is going to have a hell of a game.
He is.
I think they are counting on that. That's why they healthy scratched Bugs and our favorite guy, the rookie Martin. So I think that front four has really got to do some damage. That offensive line, remember, hasn't played. Kansas City's offensive line hasn't played a snap together,
correct,
yet. So I think that's a big plus for us. I think we're gonna have. I mean, you still gotta contain the man, Patrick Mahomes.
Still gotta contain him.
But with that offensive line not playing one down yet together, a real game, then I think that's going to be the key. Our defensive line against their offensive line. I'm very confident that our offensive line can handle their defensive line, especially minus Chris Jones. They still have that linebacker Nick Bolton to contend with, and they still have that Karlaftis on defense. But I think our offensive line is going to be able to handle those guys just fine.
You talk about the fact that Kansas City took a different approach to preseason than Detroit. Kansas City comes out, they play their starters from different parts of each of the preseason games to get them prepped for it. Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, the guys, they all say, hey, we're going to play during the week basically with our scrimmages against the teams we're going to play in preseason. For the preseason games, Goff, all the starters virtually got no reps. Travis Kelce, we hear, is going to be out tonight.
Yeah.
Which way, if you had to be coach right now, which way do you feel like would have been the better way for both teams?
Well, I guess we won't know until after this game, right?
This is true.
But it's just two different philosophies of the same thing, in my opinion. I think sitting our guys is good because we're not real deep in some positions, like Jared Goff. I know we got Teddy now, but if we would have lost Jared, the season probably would have been over. Whereas, Kansas City, Mahomes, they played him a little bit in the preseason.
They did.
But again, if he would have went down for the season, they probably would have been screwed too.
Yeah.
So losing Kelce doesn't help. It sounds like he's probably only going to miss a game.
He's probably not going to be all over long.
Right. Yeah. So sitting our starters is fine, especially like on the offensive line. We're not deep offensive line. We have one of the best offensive lines in the game.
We do.
But we lose more than one of those guys, we're probably hurt. So again, it's just kind of a depth thing for us, I think, for the Lions. Other teams, they play, even Aaron Rodgers played, which is, I think it was his first preseason game since 2017.
Right.
But he wanted to get out there and show that he can still do some stuff.
Get into that offense.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's philosophy. There's every which way you can think about this, but I think sitting our guys was beneficial for us. Plus, like we talked about, they had interleague scrimmages against other teams,
right,
for 2 of the 3 weeks that they had preseason. So I think they got plenty of reps then, and I don't think they're going to be rusty. They might be, maybe Goff misses a pass or wide receiver runs the wrong route or something, but I don't think it's going to be detrimental to the entire game.
So I'm sure most of the people watching probably already know the Lions are sitting Isaiah Buggs and Broderick Martin for this game. They came in with really on the roster 4 defensive tackles. They were primarily defensive tackles. 2 of them are obviously not playing tonight, healthy scratches. Tone, if you got to look at that, what's that tell you about maybe some unforeseen changes to the type of defense we should expect out of the Lions tonight against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, I think they're going to focus a lot more. So our defensive secondary got a lot better, right? So I think that takes a little bit of pressure off the front four. I think Kaminsky's going to move inside tonight and be more of a defensive tackle. Like I said, Aleem McNeil, Levi. They've got Benito Jones, who had a great a great preseason.
Right.
And Kaminsky inside. I think those four are probably going to be in most of the rotations.
I would agree.
We got Harris back. Romeo's out, of course, still.
Yep.
So, but Pascal play inside too. He's a big boy. So, we got those two. We got Aiden Hutchinson. Houston, your boy.
Yep.
So I think having those healthy scratches, they filled the slot. They filled spots somewhere else. We also lost 2 corners.
We did.
So I don't know if they pulled up Chase Lucas up from the practice squad, maybe.
I haven't seen the
because
final.
all those guys were on the 53-man roster, so that means they're filling 5 more spots. I just don't even know how many defensive tackles or defensive linemen we have on the practice squad. So I think they're not relying on that too much.
Probably not.
Maybe they're pulling up 1 or 2 more wide receivers, because right now they only have 4 on the roster, right?
Correct.
Or 5. Well, I mean, obviously with Williams out, he doesn't take up that spot. So I mean, so as far as the defense goes, I think our linebackers are going to be all over the field. Taking away Kelsey takes away a lot for them.
It does.
It's like taking St. Brown away for us.
Right.
So I'm excited to see what our secondary can do, and hopefully contain. Not stop. We're not going to stop them, right?
You're not going to
slow
stop
them down. I actually would like to see Kansas City get the ball first, just to see what our defense does that very first series. I'm excited about it.
Well, I think with Travis Kelce out, I think there's a real potential for the Lions to play a lot more. I was talking to Lions Nation Unite about this earlier, but I think you'll see a lot bigger potential for our defense to play basically 2 deep safeties and keep Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs, to all shorter routes, make them go on long, sustained drives, especially with 2 new offensive tackles out there blocking. Does that mean that we go more of Blitzburg? Does that mean we mix up the packages? I'm inclined to believe that we're going to play shell coverage and just force them to repeatedly throw short, see where that goes. What are your thoughts on how we're going to play D?
I think they should come out aggressive as hell and just and blitz them. Let's see what our guys can do. That if it doesn't work and they get right down the field and score a touchdown, then obviously we adjust. But I want to see them attack Patrick Mahomes, not attack those and their wide receivers are fast, but they're not big. So jam the heck out of them. Get Ryan Branch out there leveling guys in the flat like he did in the preseason, and just blitz the hell out of them.
Well,
That's what I want to see.
When the Lions made their run towards the second half and last year, Aaron Glenn said, "The heck with everything else. We're just going to play man-to-man. We're going to come after you. You're either going to beat us or not. Nothing else is working." And it seemed like that's when the Lions really took off. It probably didn't hurt. James Houston emerged during that time, along with to give Hutchinson a little bit of extra help.
Oh, yeah.
Pascal gets healthy during that time. So now they're able to rotate more bodies, get after the other quarterback. It simplified a lot of the coverage schemes for the DBs. It seems like at that point, that's when the Lions defense went from being ungodly horrible to, hey, actually, maybe you could argue middle of the pack in the NFL.
Yeah.
How much better can we be this year?
Well, with Pascal coming back with a full preseason or full off season of practice and getting healthy, he's going to be someone I think is going to be a breakout this year. Right. Hutchinson's just going to get better. Houston, I want him to be good, but I think he's still just that situational guy right now.
Yep.
Harris is back, is healthy. Remember, just a couple years ago, he had 10 sacks.
Right.
So I think those guys are solid. What the biggest thing is we only have 1 starter back in our secondary, and that's Kirby Joseph, who was a rookie last year.
Correct.
Walker's on the bench. Well, I think that Jerry Jacobs started some games for us last year too. And since Mosley's out, he'll be starting at the other corner. But with Cam, with CJ GJ and Brian Branch, those guys, it's going to be fun.
Right.
I hope they got it down in practice. They didn't play, right? They didn't play as a unit in the preseason. I've said it for the last couple of months now. I'm a little nervous about communication back there because they haven't played a real game together. So hopefully they figured that out in practice and in some of the scrimmages and obviously some preseason stuff.
So we talked about the D a little bit, but now let's talk about the offense a little bit. One of the things I would say, and you and I talked about it on the Sunday night shows, not playing your starters usually means that first quarter, the first game, and you look back, especially say on Philadelphia last year, you could see the offense just wasn't quite in sync. Second quarter, they picked it up. Second half, they were much, much better. We barely missed the playoffs last year. We come into this season, high expectations. What do you think the Lions are going to have to do to just try to calm everybody down that first quarter, get into a rhythm, and shake off some of that first game jitters, first game rust?
Yeah. So, that's up to Jared Goff. He's been here before, right? He's been to the Super Bowl and then came back the next year with a team that was hyped up to win. They didn't win, but, he's been in these situations before. He's got to be the leader of this team and calm them down. That's why I said a couple weeks ago that I think David Montgomery is going to be the starter at running back because they're going to put Gibbs in and he's going to play a ton. But Montgomery has played a few years now.
Yeah.
Other than that, all the guys on offense, other than Laporta at tight end, they've all been around for a while now, or at least the last couple of years.
Right.
So just maybe ease those rookies into it. On defense, they don't have a choice. The rookies are playing.
Right.
So, but ease those guys in on offense. Get Gibbs. His first touch of the game, just toss it to him in the flat and see what he does. Don't make it too complicated. Make it nice and simple, easy. Same with Laporta. Just have him run a slant or an out. Just something simple, or get him in there to run a couple of running plays and let him just maul someone and get that blood flowing and get some of that excitement out on that. And then run him deep. We're up the seam anyway.
So like we told y'all before, we are coming at you live from Kalamazoo Main Street Pub. We want to thank them all for having us here. They got a capacity crowd here tonight. They got a buffet for anybody here. So it's a great place. If you've never been to one of the pubs before, I definitely recommend you come on out and give it a try. We're going to be calling and doing the play-by-play. We cannot play the audio or the video from the game. You guys can listen to us while you're watching the game. Throw in any questions or comments you have in the comment section below. We'll try to address them. We got 7 minutes to kick off. Tone, you've been a Lions fan since 1847.
Yes.
How big is this season for the Lions franchise?
Well, back when I was little, and they won in the 50s. Just kidding. I'm not that old. But I forgot the question. What was it?
How big of a season is this for the franchise?
I remember, what was it, 1980 when they sang "Another One Bites the Dust" as a team, and the heartbreak when Eddie Murray missed that field goal. I actually remember watching that game. I was very little then, by the way. I was only like 6 or 7, but I remember watching that at my grandparents' house. My grandpa and I always used to watch games.
Right.
So I remember all the way back then, and that team was supposed to be good. And then obviously we have the Barry years. We did, and the last playoff game we won was in 1993, right? So this is probably the biggest season since that season that we thought we might actually go to the Super Bowl that year. And then we got destroyed by Washington in the conference championship.
That is correct.
And they went on to destroy the next guy and win the Super Bowl. So I guess,
good on that matchup for Detroit that year.
Yes.
They got us to start the season, and they ended our season.
Yes, that's true.
So let's talk about some of the offense weapons. Obviously, everybody knows Jamison Williams isn't playing tonight. He's not going to play for about a month and a half.
Yeah.
What are you expecting out of Laporta? What are you expecting out of Gibbs? What are you expecting out of whoever the other receivers are going to be outside of St. Brown to touch the field?
I think Laporta's going to have, he's going to. I say he gets thrown his way 5 or 6 times today. Gibbs probably more, depending on how the game goes too, right? If we're just running it up, and they're not stopping us, maybe we don't pass it that much. I don't see that happening, but outside of St. Brown, Mitchell, tight end, I think he's going to have 5 or 6 passes his way. Marvin Jones will probably make a couple of spectacular catches. I'm hoping. Raymond always seems to come out, get like a 25-yard pass. Josh Reynolds, looking for him to do some stuff. He's been around a while now too.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones, by the way, I found this here. Look this up. I don't know if we talked about this. He's the oldest wide receiver in the NFL.
He is.
Oldest. So, but he still got it. I mean, I have to think that he does. St. Brown, like we said besides St. Brown, but he's going to be a big factor in the game. And Green, right? The rookie.
Yep, and the Green.
I would like to see him do something. I don't know how much he's going to get playing time, but I think the 2 tight ends, right? Even actually, we're pretty deep with Brock Wright too.
Correct.
So I think they're gonna try to run the ball a lot first, but it's probably gonna end up being 50-50, sure, passing and running, and hopefully. I would say if we look for someone not named St. Brown to have a good passing game, another wide receiver anyway, I would say look for Josh Reynolds tonight.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what Ben Johnson does to come up, try to catch this, Kansas City team off guard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say this. We talked about it before in shows. I really think this is going to be a shootout, but I do believe Detroit has a lot more defensive firepower than what Kansas City has. The unknown factor is basically, to me, Patrick Mahomes. How much can we keep him basically on his toes, keep him from getting comfortable, keep him from getting into a rhythm, keep him from just really having consistent time to do something.
Yeah.
And I guess that's, we've talked about how good we think Pascal can be. We think, Houston and Hutch and, Harris can do all these things. Well, now it's time to do it.
Yeah.
The talk's over. Everything that Detroit could want, if you would have said 2 months ago, hey, we need this and that to, to really try to help us out on the road in their place opening day. They've got it. Jones is out. Kelsey's out. What else could this team have asked for to be a factor going their way?
I mean, it looks like it's pretty nice out. If it was raining, that might benefit us a little more.
Yep.
Slow down their speedy wide receivers and Mahomes. I think this is a perfect storm for the Lions. Them losing their best offensive and defensive weapon outside of the quarterback. Like I was telling you, I think you and I were texting the other day. The Lions are almost in a lose-lose situation because if they win, then everyone's going to be like, well, they didn't have Travis Kelce. But if they lose, they're going to be like, you couldn't beat them without Travis Kelce.
Right.
So whatever. A win is a win at the end of the year. This could be the game that puts them in the playoffs. You never know. We were 1 game away last year, and we could point at a lot of those games that we lost that we probably shouldn't have.
Correct.
So if we win this game, it counts towards 1 more win to the playoffs. That's all that matters. Because these playoffs are bust in this team. It really is.
The pressure, the expectations, and it's funny saying, hey, 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago prior to this, I think everyone was saying if they could just get 4 or 5 wins, that would have been a huge success.
Yeah.
Last year, when they started 1-6, I'm pretty sure if you would have did a poll of Lions fans and said, hey, everybody be expecting you to go make a deep playoff run, maybe the Super Bowl the next year, everybody would have thought you were crazy.
Yeah.
But
everyone was calling for Campbell's head.
They were.
I was not. I was like, trust the process. I was not one of them. I hate when people get all uppity and I'm like, they took a team the first year, this is their 3rd year, so 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever you want to say. They took one of the worst managed teams in the entire league. And in year 3, we're talking playoffs.
Right. Well, we're minutes away from kickoff. As you guys are probably watching on your home screens, They're going through the national anthem, everything else. They're getting the teams ready. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to do the play-by-play. You can listen to us and throw questions at us, whatever it may be. Feel free to do it while you're watching the game at home. We cannot show the game. We can't, play the audio from the game. But if you want a great environment to come out and watch, feel free to stop down to Main Street Pub on West Main. You can also find them in Portage, Michigan as well, among other locations. So, Tone, if you're Dan Campbell, here's the question. Do you want the ball or do you want the win?
What? Can't we do both? I want to defer, and because I want to see our defense on the field first, and then win the game. Yeah.
So, if we do come out first, how aggressive are you offensively right off the bat? On offense, we start on offense.
They've probably got a trick play, or some kind of like opening drive play that they're gonna probably throw out there that hasn't been seen all year long, or obviously all year. A new play that they just created, I should say.
Right.
So I think they're gonna come out. If they get the ball first.
Yep.
I think they're going to do a trick play. I think they come out, David Montgomery, a lot of that on the side, up the middle, whatever. I think they're going to get St. Brown the ball early. With one of the first 3 plays of the game, they're going to be throwing to St. Brown. And that trick play is probably going to have Gibbs involved in it. So I think they're going to be aggressive. And only because I think they're going to try to Chris Jones is at the game.
Chris Jones is going to be watching from the stands.
From the
exactly
stands.
Where you want him. So him and his agents.
Perfect. Yeah, him and his agents.
That are his bodyguards.
I was going to say, are those agents or bodyguards? So, yeah, I want them to be aggressive and see what kind of defense they're going to have to go up against. What they have in mind on their defense to see what they're going to throw at us. So
it'll be. We've talked about it from time to time, but I do expect us to see Gibbs play. Basically a wildcat role at times.
Yeah.
He can throw it. But then again, so can Laporta. We've heard about his ability to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen? As you can see on your television screen, the Lions record last year, first winning season in basically 6 seasons. Here they go. Everybody in the world's watching them. You're watching them on YouTube. You're watching them wherever you want. You're watching them here on Lions Talk Live. Whatever it may be. But before the season, we talked about expectations. And, last year, halfway through the season, we did a video where we talked about the Lions making the Super Bowl this year. A lot of things are going to be revealed if that's a possibility or not through these first couple of games. Getting a win on the road at Kansas City in a hostile environment when they're celebrating their championship, that would go a long way for telling everybody that the Lions are for real.
It's like we're getting the ball first.
And here we go. Hey, good to see you.
Dorsey is returning the kicks.
This kid's got some wheels. If you watch him in the preseason, that would be cool. Daniel Ebert's in the house. All right. Will anyone get their kneecaps bitten? Of course they will. And here we go. The opening kickoff is away.
And just as exciting as 95% of them, it's a touchback.
Well, the NFL wants more safety, and that often means less fun. But as you see on the
David Montgomery,
you see a lot of the starting lineups being announced for the Detroit Lions. So let's see what the Lions are going to do right off the bat here.
No Laporta said Brock Wright.
They're going with the veteran Brock Wright as the starting tight end. So here we go. We're going to have Goff out of the shotgun, no back, motioning in now, motioning out. Here we go. Goff moves up in the center. And the NFL season's underway. A run up the middle. It's going to be a good one for about 9 yards. Go ahead, cheer, comment in the section below.
I'm pretty sure I said they're going to run Montgomery up the middle of the first drive, didn't I? Just say it.
Well, and it makes sense. You got one of the league's best defensive linemen out this game. You want to test them out early and on.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Back up under center. Goff. Man in motion. Looks like Mitchell in motion. Down in the set now. Goff making a quick adjustment line. Little play action roll out. He's going to dirt it. Good call there. Yeah. So preserves the down. We got 3rd and 3. Tone, what are you going to dial up here on 3rd and 3 for Detroit?
I think they're going to dial up St. Brown. That's what they did every time last year. Unless it's Sewell. I mean, with Sewell out in the flat, that could happen too, I guess. Well, you missed their assignment on that. I didn't catch it.
Yeah, they obviously the end didn't bite on that. Everybody looked fairly covered for Kansas City. And here we go.
That's that Karloftis that was in there giving him pressure.
Motioning back into the backfield, adjustment at the line. Goff calling out the final adjustments. 3rd and 3. Kansas City's bringing pressure. Goff looks, fires, and that is going to be incomplete.
That was
going to the sideline.
It was not great.
So
looked like he kind of threw it away, didn't it?
It did. But like we talked about, when you don't play your guys during the preseason, you've got to expect some rust. Kansas City dials up pressure. They want to get after Goff. By the way, Goff, it looks like his arm might have been slightly tipped there when it was hit. Goff was the league's best last year against pressure. Only threw 1 interception and 21 touchdowns. Jack Fox on the punt. It's another what you would expect a dandy.
Yeah.
Pushing Kansas City back inside the 10. That looks like it might have been a flag, but they didn't ask me.
They need to ask somebody. He looked like he got tackled to me.
It did.
But they still stuffed him at the 10?
So looks like Kansas City's going to take over about the 12-yard line. Patrick Mahomes going to come out. Sky Moore from Western Michigan University.
A local favorite.
A local flavor and favorite. So there we go. Let's see what the Lions and Aaron Glenn are going to dial up off the bat. Don't forget to smash that like button. And, hey, we are 1 subscriber away from 3,100. Don't be afraid to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Little flip out, pass, hand off, and Hutchinson's out there going to tackle him down for about a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, there's Hutchinson making plays already.
Kansas City going with Mahomes, and you can see right there on the screen, look at those numbers. I'd say he had a fairly decent 2023.
It was all right. I mean,
better than average. Better than average. All right, Mahomes setting the man in motion. And here we go. Another run up the middle, testing Detroit's interior line. And they're still pushing. Going to whistle them down. However, we cannot hear, so we missed something that was announced or a whistle. You have to forgive us because we can't hear it. All right.
CJ in on that one.
Gardner Johnson helping out with that one. Another 3rd down. Let's see what we do here. Gardner Johnson with 6 picks, tied for first in the NFL just a season ago. 3rd and 2. Mahomes again on the shotgun, man in motion. Checking the D. Final adjustments. Man sets. Hike. Holmes drops back past a little token pressure, and it is
a good throw. He has a good touch on that one.
It is. Malcolm Rodriguez in coverage, but gets the tackle. 1st down, Kansas City.
Jerick McKinnon, he's probably going to be the guy he goes to on those situations a lot with Kelsey out because he threw to him a lot last year in those situations.
And good move, bringing him out of the backfield, getting a favorable matchup, delayed release, wheeled route, and Mahomes looked for it the entire way.
Yep.
All right, they get out of the shotgun. Holmes drops back, quick out. Like we said in the pregame, we expect the Lions to try to force them into long, consistent drives.
And Anzalone had a punch-out attempt on that one. I like that. I like being aggressive.
There you see Travis Kelce in our favorite place for him over on the sideline.
Favorite place.
Andy Reid still looking like, Andy Reid. Here we go, up under center, man in motion. Sending him out wide, another adjustment with the back. Going to get the play action, Mahomes back, no pressure. He's going to scramble a little bit now. Looking, pressure.
They got him.
They did get a hit on him, and he was forced to throw it away. 3rd and 5.
Good pressure. Took a little bit to get there, but that means the coverage is working, right?
The coverage was there. There we go. Replay. We got Hutchinson up here. You can test him out here. Remember, you got a chip block there, but Kansas City does have 2 new tackles, and they gave him a ton of help there.
3 different people blocked him on that play.
Well, I think we know he's going to get a lot of attention this year. All right, Mahomes getting on the shotgun, backing up, split wides for the Lions.
Kaminsky!
And
Yes! Doesn't go down as a sack, but it's an awesome play by Kaminsky.
And just what you would want is the Lions forcing them to punt. Lions going to get the ball back here in the hostile environment. John Kaminsky, they went with a NASCAR package here with the spread wide technique, leaving nobody for the center to pick up. And, yeah, they collapsed the pocket pretty well there. You're right. Might not be a sack, but great pressure.
Yeah.
All right, Tone, what adjustments do the Lions have to do this second series?
Let's get some more. Let's get some Gibbs out there. He wasn't in there in that one at all.
Wow, I would thought he was.
It's a little bit of a
in his face,
close, right?
I think the rule is, if I'm not mistaken, if you guys in the comment section want to fire it at me, but I'm pretty sure you got to give him like 2 yard cushion.
I think was it called a halo rule or something like that, right?
But
I still know my stuff.
all right, so while we're going to commercial, some shameless plugs here. If you're looking to buy or sell property in the state of Michigan, don't be afraid to give somebody a call. Over 30 years of experience, let me help you make your job of buying or purchasing a property a whole lot less stressful. I'll work hard so you don't have to. All right, going back now to the comment section below. Hey, Daddy's got to pay some bills. So, all right. So tell them. Both teams, pretty much like you would expect, come out a little bit of run heavy, a little bit of uncertainty. Kansas City does get the one first down. Lions were able to make some stops there and get them off the field. You know, I would think the Lions are going to want to try to control the clock as much as possible to limit Mahomes.
Absolutely.
How would you approach that offensively if you're the Lions?
You know, keep with that run first mentality. Take your time. I don't think they need to do. They were really good last year with the hurry up offense, but this is not the time to do that. I think they need to take their time, run the ball, get short passes. Don't go for anything too crazy just yet. But they do need to. They need to just manage the ball well. Don't give. No giveaways.
Right.
That's a big one because don't want to give Mahomes more offensive possessions than he's going to get anyway. So long drive. So where they get the ball there? They're inside the 10, right? Or no, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, we'll find out in a minute. But you know, keep Montgomery out there, but we do need it. I want to see both of them on the field at the same time, Gibbs and Montgomery. I want to see that package.
I got to imagine at some point we will, and then the question will become, is Gibbs more a receiver today? Is he more somebody coming out of the backfield as a running back? You know, I get they're going to use him in multiple situations. But Goff, we got to see that Kansas City brought some pressure on him.
They did.
You know, we all know there's going to be rust. We all know there's going to be players not quite in sync. What I think we need to make sure is that the Lions are doing everything they can to wear down the middle of that defensive front for Kansas City. You got one of your best players out. Those backups, while they're great, they're not the same. All right, back to the action.
So we got two guys back there.
Run up the middle, maybe 2 yards, maybe 3 if we're lucky. So back to the action.
Getting a pretty favorable spot there, I think.
Hey, take all the favorable spots we can get. So, all right.
Oh, Montgomery's coming out.
So
I don't know if that means Gibbs is coming in.
David Montgomery, number 5 for Detroit. You know, he's a player that probably got overlooked in free agency a little bit. Solid seasons with the Bears. But, hey, here we go. We want to see this kid. Here he comes. What are they going to do? Golf out of the shotgun. Lions, 2nd and 7. Man in motion. Goff takes it. Going to be tipped at the line and thankfully hits the turf.
That was ugly. Was that Laporta split wide or was that Brock Wright?
That I didn't catch. I didn't catch the number. But it does seem like Kansas City's going to bring the pressure here. And they are coming after Goff.
They're probably trying to prove that Chris Jones isn't the whole defense.
I'm sure you got some players on the team that say, hey, just because he's out doesn't mean I can't play.
Right.
So Mike Dana, not a bad play there. So 3rd and 7, man in motion, and there's a snap. Goff looking. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to roll out. He's going to do the spin move and complete it. But it looks like he's going to be about 2 yards short. So looks like Reynolds with a nice catch. Goff, not the greatest, I guess you'd say, escape move, but hey.
It looked a little awkward, his little spin at the end, didn't it?
He did get a completion, but Kansas City is showing that, hey, we're coming after you.
It was Marvin Jones?
Is that who it was?
Yeah, 0 and 8 look a lot alike.
They do.
With old eyes like us.
And there's the fake. And I think they got it.
What? Wow.
Dan Campbell not afraid to go for it even on inside their own 20.
Inside their own 20. Let's go for it.
Well, is that to boost the Lions' lead? You know, we've talked about gambling man Dan for 2 seasons now. But look at this. The hands are up. It's a direct snap. And it just comes down to blocking at that point. Caught Kansas City not anticipating that.
That was a great block by Rodrigo.
You know, we'll talk about Rodrigo real quick. Somebody who's probably not going to be much, not a happy camper with the Kansas City special teams. But all right, back to the offense we go. Goff under center, 1st and 10. Here we go. At the 20, it's going to be a run to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to be about a yard. I think maybe a yard and a half. So talk about Rodrigo. You know, he's basically not going to be a starter this year. Now you're going to ask him to go from being one of the young stars of the team to being a backup and having to make a name for himself whenever he gets an opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. 2nd and 9. Mahomes, hey, you want to keep him on the sideline.
I guess that'll do it.
Special teams, get help with that. All right, Goff, he's got to put together a drive here, keep that defense of ours off the field. There we go. Lions 1st down. And there he is. St. Brown and his band of renown. Got to bring us a 1st down. So, what do you think that we've got to do? Kansas City looks like they're going to go basically Lions, or they're going to go man across the board, bring pressure. What are you going to have to do if you're Detroit to combat that?
They're going to have to pick up these rushes a little bit faster. It looks like the offensive line, we talked about it. Maybe they're a little rusty right now. And it seems like they're missing a couple of assignments.
Another play action pass.
There's Reynolds.
Reynolds with a big gain on an inside slant. Off on the play action. Hit him with it.
That's his bread and butter, play action.
Goff is one of the better quarterbacks I think you could say in the NFL off the play action.
Yeah.
Here you see you got Montgomery out of the backfield with play action. Nice pickup by the tight end in motion.
That was a great pickup by the tight end.
Kept Goff upright. And another 1st down for Detroit. Now can we start pounding on the ground?
There we go. Almost 5, 4.5.
Montgomery showing that, last year we had 2 completely different backs in the backfield. Neither one of them in Swift and Jamal Williams are here.
Yep.
I mean, do you think these guys that we now have are an upgrade, or do you think there's something we're going to miss from last year's running backs?
I'd say it's a big upgrade. I think Montgomery's a better runner than Jamal Williams. Jamal led the league in touchdowns, but almost all of them were from the 1 yard line. I think Gibbs is just.
Speaking of Gibbs, he's hitting that old button a whole lot as he spins his way down the left side.
It's jamming on that old button.
Spinning his way down the left side.
We'll call it O for you.
We'll call that button. How about that button? All right, here we go. So Lions put together another 1st down. Continuing the drive. All of it.
And it was a run.
It was a run. Nice little sweep.
Nice blocks out there. Jonah Jackson keeping on this guy 10 yards downfield.
Good blocks out front. Kansas City caught, in the wrong formation there.
That might be an Angry Bird run right there. You guys watch Good Morning Football. You see him take that corner out, right?
There we go. St. Brown Couple yards on that one.
I like it.
He is definitely Goff's security blanket. He's got to go somewhere. He's got to look for him and maybe then Reynolds. Just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. And Lions are driving here. They're eating up some clock. And
Eating up a lot of clock right now.
You're Patrick Mahomes. Do you think this adds some anxiety to you while you're sitting there on the sidelines?
I think the opposite. I think it gives him a little more fire. It's, that's just because he's a special guy,
He is special. No doubt
First down.
Lions going to put up another first down.
Just outside the 10-yard line.
What's up?
Let's go Lions.
Let's go Lions. All right. Hey, if you're looking for a property to sell or buy, sorry, former client. Anywho, back to the game. Sorry about that, guys. Hey,
we got fans.
We got fans. Hey, we are a known commodity. All right, Lions, about 13 yards to pay dirt. Goff up under center. You got two tight ends in, and they're going to try to hammer it at this Kansas City team.
Hell yeah.
Montgomery, nice run.
That's another 5, right? Maybe 4
yards. Yep.
It's like 4 yards.
He's going to have to come out for a second. Just a little tweak of the ankle. He'll be back. He's got to fix the shoe.
Oh, it's a shoe.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like they tore off his heel or anything, but they'll put a little duct tape on there. He'll be back in no time. So, all right. Glad to see Detroit Lions talk with John Kepler on there. So here we go, Detroit. 2nd and 6. Long drive for the Lions. This has got to be coming up on 5-6 minutes length. Brown in motion. Here we go. Another run.
Nice.
Oh! The turf monster got him, or that would have been a touchdown.
You hate to see that. That was a touchdown.
He put the juke on and unfortunately juked himself. But it is what it is. We still got 3rd down. The clock is still ticking. Can the Lions find the pay dirt? Can they put points on the board in the first quarter? But the fans are all here to see. Mahomes looking a little restless.
He is.
Montgomery back in. Looks like Goff's going to go out of the shotgun again, making a final line adjustment for blockers. Kansas City not bringing pressure this time. And there we go. The Lions' first scoring drive. 14 plays, 91 yards, 8 minutes plus.
8 minutes. That's huge.
That's a long drive. Glad to see some of you guys jump in the chat. And that is, of course, touchdown Detroit Lions. Tony, how big is it for the Lions to get a go-ahead score in the first quarter?
Oh, this is huge. Very huge. And again, 3rd down, who's he look at? He looks for St. Brown.
That makes sense.
It's going to be a season-long thing with them.
And the extra point is good. Lions 7, Kansas City 0. That's what we'd like to see Kansas City do. Nothing. Take the rest of the game off. You don't need to play these guys.
I should cash in on my my bet right now for Barstool Sports.
There you go. All right, going to commercials. So, again, commercials means shameless plugs. Do you own a home? Are you looking for a home? Are you wanting to buy property, lakefront or otherwise? If you have real estate needs in the state of Michigan, whether it be personal, commercial, whatever it may be, feel free to give me a contact call. 269-998-2384. You've already seen some former clients come up and say hi today. I'd love to help you find your property and also see if we can help save you some money on your purchase or the sale of your property. All right, getting back to the game now. Sorry, we do got to pay some bills here. So, Tone, if I'm Andy Reid, that special teams blunder, I guess you could say, let the Lions get the first down. And probably, I know most coaches think it's under your skin a little bit. What do you think he's thinking right now that his offense has got to do this drive?
he's probably not saying a lot to the offense. I think Mahomes is probably doing it because he's the guy, right? He's probably fired up. They're going to do everything they can to go down the field right now and score a touchdown. And obviously, I get it. Every offensive possession is a goal to score a touchdown, right? But it means a little more right now when you're behind early in the game in your home, first game of the season. So, regardless if the Super Bowl champs or not, they are stressing the fact right now that they need to not give up the ball, not do a 3 and out, not do 5 and out, whatever it is, and give the ball back to Detroit. Because if they go 3 and out right now, Detroit gets the ball back already with that momentum. You can see nothing. You can see a 14-0 real soon. So they're talking right now about what they're going to have to come up with to make sure that doesn't happen. Even if it's a long, sustained drive, so letting our offense cool down, they need to do whatever they can to stay on the field. To one, give their defense some rest. Right, that defense was just out there for 8 minutes, minus one fourth down play that they were
The special teams.
sitting out. So they're talking right now that they have to stay on the field. They have to get at least one first down and give that defense some rest.
You look at it from like you mentioned, their defense just had a long drive. Only a couple plays the first drive, but it starts adding up. They're out some players, I get it, but everybody is. No team's at 100% at any point in the season. You're a team, you're a world champion, you got to play through that. The Lions, though, if they could somehow get the ball back here and then put together another long drive, man, those shots on that Kansas City defensive front starts really taking effect.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to get back to it. Here we go. We just had the kickoff to Kansas City. They're going to come on out in second consecutive division titles. That's an impressive feat. Something the Lions have not seen in recent memory. 3 Super Bowl appearances in 4 seasons. You got Patrick Mahomes, I get it. They've got some players. But here they come. They're going to run out left, and they're going to get a little room, not a ton, but maybe 3.5 yards there on the sweep out to the left. Tone, you're the Detroit Lions defense. What do you do in this drive to make life uncomfortable for Patrick Mahomes?
They got to get after him. They didn't do a real good job with it the first time around. They let, except for they got at him that one time, but that was more of a coverage play. Let's see them get to the quarterback in under 3 seconds here.
2nd and 8. Mahomes out of the shotgun, surveying, makes a quick man in motion to pick up the coverage, and he's going to go out a little low.
Nice. It looked like Hutch got hooked there from behind, but they're not going to ever call that. So
pretty rare, but look at Alex Anzalone out there in coverage. Not a great throw, under a little pressure.
It was under.
But you know what? He was there to make the play. So
big play right here, 3 and out, like we talked about. Let's get that defense of theirs back on the field where they're nice and tired.
So here's my question: 3rd and 8. Do we see the NASCAR package for Detroit?
I don't look. I can't even tell who's in the middle right now.
And I can't see the number, but they're coming.
Here we
out.
go.
They're going to get some pressure, and unfortunately, busted coverage.
Busted coverage.
3 guys in the vicinity. Nobody there.
I think that was the backup tight end right there.
Somehow there was miscommunication, and Mahomes had somebody bearing down on him, but it didn't matter. Mahomes made a great play. 84, I'm not sure who was on him, but I think it's Kirby Joseph, and he's asking who had him.
He's asking who had him, yeah. That's never a good sign.
First game of the season. A lot of these guys haven't played together yet. There's the handoff sweep out wide. It's going to get him about 3 yards. That's Sky Moore, a Western Michigan University kid. Local product to Kalamazoo. With about a 3-yard gain, I'd say. What they're going to give him for. So, 2nd and 6, Sky Moore. The Lions had an opportunity. A little bit of miscommunication. If they keep him off the field here, Kansas City's defense is in trouble because they've been out there a lot. Another handoff. Apparently, Kansas City trying.
Nice.
Hey, there's a nice tackle in the backfield.
That's the guy.
Gardner Johnson
making a statement right there.
How big of a pickup was it getting Gardner Johnson for this team?
It was a steal. It was a steal, I'll tell you. They have, they went out and got him, and I was excited. I was disappointed, to be honest, that it was only a one-year deal because this guy has been so good for so long now. But we got him this year. That's all that matters, and he's going to make a lot of plays like that for us this year. And he's a leader on the defense.
3rd and 6, has been moved, but Mahomes getting out and wide, and unfortunately for Lions fans, something we're used to seeing too much. A quarterback out scrambling.
There's no outside contain. That might have been on Hutch, actually. He's the outside guy over there.
He spun inside,
Coach
and Mahomes
mad.
immediately went outside. So another first down, KC, and that is going to end the first quarter. Lions 7, KC 0 at the end of the first. They're going to go to commercial. So let's talk about what we're seeing out here from the Lions. The defense starting to give up some first downs, a little bit of miscommunication. You say this is correctable, or is this just opening day stuff?
Well, again, the secondary hasn't played together, and I've said it for a while now that I'm worried about their communication. And there was definitely a breakdown there. It's obviously correctable. It's and a little bit of first game jitters, right? They're probably so keyed on stopping Mahomes that Hutch missed a pretty bad one there, and I think that's mostly because he's like, I have to stop Patrick Mahomes. So they got to calm him down a little bit and say, hey man, you're the outside guy. That's great that you had a beat on the quarterback, but you got caught inside.
Right.
Especially with Mahomes. Mahomes is not your typical running quarterback, right? But he can run, and he will when he needs to. He killed us last time the Lions played him, 4 years ago or whenever it was.
I remember at the
they actually, even as bad as they were, they probably could have won that game, but Mahomes ran 30 yards up the middle on 3rd down 3 or 4 times in that game. So they got to focus on shutting him down. It looks like he's getting outside a little bit, but again, the coverage was there because he had to run it. So Hutch is probably a little too hyped up on that. And him and the other guys, none of them stopped him on that play. So.
Right. Well, we talked about in the pregame, hey, you're going to have some growth moments. You're going to have opportunities to improve on things. And I think we all get there's going to be mishaps here and there where, people aren't on the same page either on a route or on a defense. But if you're not going to play your guys in the preseason as much as the Lions haven't, keep them healthy. But you're going to have to live with results like this.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll get it. It'll take them probably a half. I don't think it'll take them the whole game to figure it out. But, a half could be all they need to do some damage against them, too. But, luckily, the good thing is it was the end of the quarter, right? Because, are they saying he didn't make it to the fourth?
That I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
It's 1st and 10 either way. They're going to go with the little receiver flank screen, and Hutchinson out there to make the tackle. Going to be a couple of yards gained on the play for KC.
Yeah. What I was saying is it was good that the quarter ended so the defense could regroup a little bit, and Kansas City could just keep pounding it right there. So let's see if that actually helped or not.
Yeah, I'll say this for Hutchinson. You could see him improve on play recognition a lot last year, his rookie year, and I'll give him credit there. He got out there in a hurry. Still a 5-yard gain, but he helped shut it down.
Yep.
Play action rollout, nobody over there. They're going to come back across the middle, opposite side, another first down, KC. KC now starting to answer and get some first downs, and now the Lions have been on the field for about 3-4 minutes.
Yep. They're going to start sucking wind here pretty soon.
So, I anticipated we'd see a lot more Blitzburg out of Detroit, mixed up with some shell coverage and force longer drives. What have you thought of the Lions' defense so far?
Well, that was a good play. The play before, they were obviously not man-to-man because Sutton dropped back and let the guy run inside and didn't even, he just kept drifting down the line. So I don't know if they're mixing it up a little bit. I'd like to see more man-to-man.
Right.
I don't know if I've been paying too much attention with it every play, but they definitely need to let's give the wide receivers average to above average, right? On that team, on Kansas City's team. So they need to start giving them more pressure. Gosh,
Holmes escapes the would-be sack, and you can say he's not one of the better scramblers, but I would disagree. He just tiptoed his way out of a would-be sack.
I said he's not a running quarterback. I didn't say he's not a good scrambler.
Right.
They definitely need to be better with that.
Campbell knows another missed opportunity for his Lions defense. He got pressure on him, but you couldn't get home. I think that's Charles Harris. Falls down in his feet, and then away he goes.
Yeah.
The Lions went man across the board there.
They did. And Barnes picked it up way too late. He was focused too much on covering his guy after Mahomes got across the line.
Run to the right side, and it's going to pick up about 6-7 yards.
They're going to be on the 2.
It's going to set up about a 2nd and 2 for KC, and KC responding to the Lions score with a long drive of their own. Well,
there's the backup tight end right there.
Ran the sweep, gets a key block.
Yeah.
Man. Just Sutton with a little bit of a whiff there to picking up the block.
Yeah.
All right, 2nd 2, Mahomes with a little trickeration, and he's going to get shut down for maybe a yard gain.
You still got a yard on that.
Would have liked they lost, but it doesn't matter what I like. So 3rd down, big opportunity for Detroit to perhaps try to hold or force them to a 4th down or a field goal.
They tried something fancy here, but over pursuit by Anzalone on that one.
There's a little flip. Great design, but the Lions did shut it down. Drop back past Mahomes. He's got time. He's got a guy wide open. And again, miscommunication from the Lions secondary. We talked about it last week on Lions Talk Live on Sunday. You don't play your guys in the regular or preseason, you're going to have to live with this type of miscommunication.
It's a lot of miscommunication that entire drive on the secondary. They got to figure it out because it looked like he said it was his fault, but I wish I could get a better view.
He knew it right away. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you know it.
Yeah.
The result's still the same.
Exactly.
We talked about how last year the Lions nearly beat Philadelphia. You can see how that first quarter, especially in parts of the first half, just shaking off for us, especially on the offensive side, a little bit on the defensive side. That loss ultimately played a factor in the Lions not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
As a coach, I would say I'm not a big fan. Hey, you got those preseason games. You don't have to have them out there forever.
Right.
But have them out there enough to where they're less rusty when the games matter. What do you think, Tony?
I mean, I tend to agree with you on that, at least on the secondary, at least for the defense. I'm not upset they didn't play golf, but some of these other guys, that secondary really showed that they're not ready to play with each other yet.
It's sad to see, but like Kansas City when they gave up the first down to us on special teams, we caught them sleeping or ill prepared for something.
Yeah.
You gave them a scoring pass, a scoring drive to Patrick Mahomes. I think we talked about that before the game. We're like, hey, we expect that.
Yeah.
So now it comes down to how does the Lions respond?
We'll have to see. I hope they sustain another 8-minute drive, really.
Well, another commercial. Part of NFL games, you got breaks. They got to pay bills too.
They got bills to pay.
Yeah, I got bills to pay too. So, since there isn't a game this Sunday for the Detroit Lions, we will have our Lions Talk Live Sunday night, 6 p.m. to roughly 6:45 or so. Feel free to tune on in for that. Tone, we've talked a little bit this week and in the last few weeks about potential trades for the Lions. I know Mike Evans has come up. Talk has been a little bit about Isaiah Buggs potentially getting traded. Do you really think that Brad Holmes is going to make any trades to try to pick up ammunition for this team?
No. There might be, depending on what happens in the trade deadline, there might be a move then. I know that's what they were saying about Evans is if Evans gets traded, the Bucs said it won't be until the trade deadline, which is, basically when we get Williams back anyway.
Right.
So I don't know if it's going to be worth it. I mean, it's always worth it. It's Mike Evans. I'm not. But, will it make the team better? We'll see. I don't know when the trade deadline is. Is it 8 games? 8 games through the season. So I guess it depends on where we are. If we're struggling, then maybe getting him would be a good thing. I don't want to trade Buggs. I think Buggs is still going to come back and be a good player for us. And game's back on. About to do the kickoff right now.
Lions to get the ball. I'd say this, if I'm the Lions, if I could eat up a bunch of this quarter, go on another scoring drive, and try to take control, that would be a recipe for success for them.
Absolutely. Obviously we weren't going to shut them out, so we know they're going to score some touchdowns. But I definitely would like to see a little better effort on the secondary in that. And I mean, Mahomes had a lot of time to throw on a lot of those fast plays for them too.
That was probably the one thing I was surprised about. I get the coaching staff prefers Charles Harris, but man, I'm watching this game unfold and I'm going, where is James Houston?
Right.
The kid, man, he came on so hard the last half of the season a year ago, and I'm just surprised we don't see him out there on obvious passing downs. All right, going back to the Lions offense, so another run, another bit of game.
Another 4 yards.
Lions going to do what they can to pound the ball and eat up some clock here. 7-7, about the first time out.
I was like, why isn't the clock moving? The clock didn't move. It was 11:50 before they hiked the ball.
Lions call a timeout. That's a little surprising coming
there.
in.
It says. Said something about the play clock too. If anyone's listening to the game, tell us what happened.
Well, I mean, they just hiked the play. They just stopped the run on Montgomery. So I'm a little surprised it would be something about the play clock, but who knows? For whatever reason, Goff wanted the stoppage of play, and he got it just 10 seconds into the second quarter. But you don't get to take them with you, so here's what it is. All right, 1st and 10.
So did that play not count? They must have called a timeout before that play happened. That's why the clock didn't move.
Goff drops back to pass. Going to go over the middle, and there he goes.
Rock right.
Rock got it right for about 9.5 yards.
9 3/4.
That doesn't, not quite the targeting rule. Didn't hit him in the head, but he definitely took him down up high. Kansas City with a quick adjustment. Lions even quicker, hiking the ball and getting the first down. So it'll be interesting to see what maybe that issue was. But I think you're right. It might have been the play clock.
Or the play clock.
All right, Lions first down again. If they could somehow go into the half 14-7, I think most Lions fans would call that a bit of a win.
Absolutely. Especially we know Kansas City gets the ball first in the second half.
Correct. All right, Lions going with 2 receivers out wide. Going to run up the middle. Good blocking. Not a huge gain, but again, another 3.5 yard gain. And again, Montgomery with the ball. So we've seen a little bit of Gibbs. We've seen a little bit of Montgomery. What do you think of Detroit's new backfield?
I mean, Montgomery's looking really good right now. Gibbs had a great run earlier. He would have had a touchdown if he hadn't fallen down on that one play, but we got it in anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, Binda, we're going with the fullback.
Jason Kabinda, a lot of people speculated that they're a little surprised by the Lions keeping him, but hey, they want him, and he just made a great block there.
He just made a hell of a block there.
Goff lost some time to hit St. Brown on an in post.
That's why you keep Kabinda on the team right there.
He may have just earned his spot right there because he saved Goff's backside.
Yes, he
Get
did.
blasted.
That was a heck of a block by Kabinda right there.
You know, a good quarterback is one that stands upright unless he's on the other side. Then you want him down on the ground. St. Brown, you know, is he a top 10, top 5 receiver? He's 3 years in. What do you think?
3 years in. I mean, how many people in the league have done what he did the last 2 years? I don't know about top 5. You know, there's a lot of good wide receivers out there. Someone missed their block on that one.
Somebody did, and the Lions are going to take about a yard and a half loss on that handoff and exchange.
Yeah, and that wasn't on the running back at all. As soon as the ball was in his hand, someone was on him. Corner.
Yeah, the blitzer came in, nobody picked him up, and yeah, Montgomery didn't stand a chance. All right, so the 22-year-old, 21st overall draft.
Yeah, first round pick for them last year.
2nd and 11. Goff out of the shotgun, making a line adjustment there, learning his blockers. Here comes Kansas City with the blitz. It's picked up, and
There's
big first down.
the rookie.
Sam's going to Laporta his way for about a 13-yard gain. And the fans at Main Street Pub go wild. Goff, nice adjustment on the line.
Absolutely.
He saw the blitz coming. He read it. They tried to overload one side.
Yep, he moved to the other.
Goff, you say what you want. He's not a scrambler. He's not huge at getting big yards, but he bought himself just enough time with the free blitzer. Couldn't get to him. Laporta, another Lions rookie, coming in to make some plays.
Making a play. Both of our rookie offensive players have gotten at least one first down now.
Porter in motion there, going to run it again up the middle. Not a huge gain, but going to be a bit of a gain. I'm going to say about 2 yards.
2 yards.
And again, the clock's still ticking.
The clock is ticking. We're down to 4 minutes. We took off the clock already now.
Kansas City's defense on the field they've got to be up there around 13, 14 minutes this game.
Yeah.
Goff, 8 out of 11, 97 yards with the score. We got 2nd and 8. Goff making another line adjustment. Looking around, reading. Out of the shotgun. Quick out.
Good. Get him first down. There you go, Gibbs. You see a lot of that this year, Dan.
Nice little swing pass designed to Gibbs from Goff. You know, that's some great passing yards for Goff because he really doesn't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah, just racking those yards up, huh?
We've talked about Gibbs being really just a weapon on offense. He can run, he can catch. How good do you think he can be this rookie year?
I think he's going to show the league a lot of why he was drafted in the first round. I think he's definitely going to get 1,000 yards total.
Brock Wright ran in front of the snap.
I was going to say that wasn't on Goff either. Brock Wright got in the way. Ragnow snapped it a little too soon or something.
Some miscommunication, but Brock Wright, bumped it. And hey, give Goff credit just for being able to make sure that it's not a turnover.
Yep. It's all right. We can get this back.
Again, you guys
you're going to say that all game, aren't you?
Yeah. Because in a game of inches, in a season of inches, if the Lions don't make the playoffs by one game, it's going to come back to bite them. But hey, we're going to get back.
Here we go. Get in there.
And I'll say this for both teams: a flag-free game.
So far.
Yeah, no flags so far at this point in the game.
You're right.
Deborah Bolton, great to see you in the chat. Longtime Lions Talk Live subscriber and supporter. Good to see you out here cheering on the team. Lions make up all the lost yards and set up a 3rd and 10. And that clock continues to tick.
Absolutely. 6.5 minutes almost now.
Kansas City showing blitz, quick out, picked up. And
you don't like to see that.
nope, you're taking points off the board from the Lions offense. Kansas City's going to get the ball at about the 9-yard line. Unfortunately, ball security tried to dive forward for just a few extra yards and expose the ball, and it's out and going to the Kansas City. First turnover of the game goes against Detroit.
You hate to see that.
So I'll try not to hammer this point home all game, but it is what it is. I get to the preseason limiting players' exposure.
Yeah.
But, hey, Dan Campbell wants to take care of his players. I get it. If they end up winning this game, then, hey, they got to protect the players and get a win. But I'm not a fan of it.
I'm not either.
All right, I'm going to take over the mic here for a moment while my tag team partner runs on out and takes care of some business, talking to the crowd, signing some autographs. So it is what it is. It's still 7-7. Lions did take a lot more time off the clock here. They're doing a great job of controlling the game as far as their offense. But you can't turn the ball over. And unfortunately for the Lions, the ball is now Kansas City's. But Kansas City's going to have to drive a while to put up a score. All right, Lions Talk Live. We're in a bit of a commercial break. So, again, you're going to watch these live broadcasts. Unfortunately, I got bills to pay as well. If you're looking for a property to buy or sell in the state of Michigan, whether it be a house, land, whatever it may be, don't be afraid to give me a call. I cover all of Michigan. You can call me at 269-998-2384. And let's talk about how we can help if you're selling property, make you more money. If you're looking to buy property, a house, commercial, or vacant land, how I can save you some money on that purchase. I'm sure we're all aware interest rates are the highest they've been since about 2006. That's probably not going to change anytime soon. So if you're looking for someone who's got 30 years of experience that can help you save some money and put a smile on your face, because I'll work hard so you don't have to, go ahead and give me a call. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the game. Guys, in the comments section, what are you guys thinking of the game so far? Is this basically what you anticipated? I'll say this, it's from my standpoint, it's exactly what I anticipated. You see some good things, you see some good potential, but you do see some of the miscues. All right, back to the game. 5:14 left, and it's going to be a run for Kansas City. They're going to get maybe a yard and a half, going to be depending on where they mark them. Kansas City deep in their own territory, and again, the clock is ticking. Nice move by the Detroit defense to limit them on the run to just a yard and a half. So, yes, we've got the Hutchinson family often on the cameras, and they're in attendance cheering on Aiden. Aiden standing up this time. Mahomes is down. Yep, going down in the stance. Mahomes dropping back pass, got a lot of pressure, and he's going to scramble and take a dive. Only a couple yard gains, but a couple yards closer to that first down.
I'll tell you, they're missing him right now, but they're going to catch him. I don't doubt that they're going to get some sacks later in this game. He's not going to be able to avoid him the entire game.
What I still don't understand is, coaches, you got to go with what you feel is right, naturally. But James Houston, where is he? I think I've seen him out there one time, maybe twice. Either way, 3rd and 5. Detroit's got an opportunity to get them off, but Kansas City is going to want to talk about it a little bit, take a timeout with 4 minutes left in this quarter. Woo. Well, if you're Detroit, you're Aaron Glenn, you got an opportunity to basically try to nullify that turnover. What are you doing here to get that ball back for your offense?
They got to go after him. He's got to sit down with the secondary, which I'm sure he already has. Somebody has, and say, you guys got to start talking to each other better. You got to know where everybody is that's coming out for a pass.
Right.
They're not communicating well right now. So what they need to do is tell that secondary, give our defensive line just another second. And because Mahomes isn't going to get away from him every time.
Right.
He's not. And this is the time he's going to have to dial up. Maybe Houston's in on this play.
Right.
Or maybe Houston's on the field for this play. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen Pascal yet either, but there's a lot of moving parts, so I'm not sure if I just missed him. But so, I mean, if we're relying on Harris to make every play, him or Hutch, I guess, they need to start cycling in some of these other guys because these guys aren't catching them right now.
Right. You know, give Kansas City's line some credit. They've been blocking a little bit better than I think most people anticipated.
Yes.
It's either that or the Lions' pass rush is less effective than we anticipated. Because right now, there hasn't been great pressure on Mahomes. He's gotten pretty good blocking.
Yeah. And they got to contain him. If he starts to scramble, they've got to get on him. Or at least block his approach to the line. Like, don't go right at him because you're not going to get him if you go right at him. They've got to learn that they got to contain him, not necessarily go for that sack every time, too.
Well, you know, we've all Lions fans the last 3, 4, 5 years. We've all seen, unfortunately, a lot of scrambling quarterbacks cause us issues.
Yeah.
Mahomes has hit us a few times today already for being able to get out of pressure, get out of the pocket, get some yards. At what point do you have to, as a coach, make an adjustment and say, that can't happen anymore?
I think they need to do it right now. They've got to tell those guys. I don't know if you put a spy on them or not. Who's going to spy on them? Is it going to be Anzalone? I don't know if I've seen Campbell out there much of you.
I have not seen the rookie out yet.
I've seen Derek Barnes out there, and I've seen Rodriguez out there, but I don't think I've seen the rookie yet. Here they go.
All right, so here we go. 3rd and 5, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Mahomes drops back. He's got some pressure. He's going to lob it up high, and it's going to go nowhere to the dirt.
All right.
And C.J. Gardner-Johnson knows he just missed an opportunity to pick that one.
I think so.
Mahomes, Aaron Glenn brought the pressure. Hutchinson inside, and he's going to get first pressure, beat the block, take him down. And, Mahomes just didn't have time to set his feet and complete that pass.
So great job by Detroit's defense.
4th and 5, and we're going to get a punt. Detroit's going to get it. Fair catch at about the 41-yard line of their side. So Raymond didn't have an opportunity to return it, but under 4 minutes to go, Detroit's ball. You've got an opportunity to run out the rest of this half.
Absolutely.
And potentially put some points on the board.
We got to at least get the points back that we lost because we had at least a pretty chip shot field goal at least on that last drive. So we just got to make up that. We got to at least get those points back, but we got to leave no time left on the clock too.
So we've talked about the differences in approaches, Kansas City, how they handle the preseason, how Detroit's handled it. Say what we want. We might have issues with what Detroit did in the preseason, not playing certain people. But at the end of the day, you've held Patrick Mahomes in this offense to 7 points so far this first half.
Right. And if they go in the locker room with Kansas City only having 7 points, that's a win. No matter if they're having issues on defense or not, they're limiting the possession time, and they're limiting Mahomes' ability to get on the field. Even giving up the turnover, like we said before, turnovers give him extra possessions, but that was a 3 and out. It didn't take a lot of time off the clock either.
Kansas City just brought 9 guys up into the box, and the Lions still ran it at them for a pretty significant gain.
That was very impressive, to say the least.
A little bit of a statement run maybe by Detroit. Hey, you're going to bring everybody up. You ain't stopping us. We're going to still go for 6 yards. Yes. And again, the Lions, even though they turned the ball over, they went on another long, sustained drive, that prior drive. If they can do that to finish out this half, Kansas City's defense has been out there, will have been out there nearly 20 minutes out of 30 minutes in this first half. Play action, Goff looking deep. Just a bit outside. Had the man open, but a little high. It sailed on Goff a little bit there. So, Lions here, got to get a first down. Marvin Jones can hop, but he can't hop that high.
He can't get that high. I don't know if Megatron could have got that high.
So here we go. 3 minutes and 1 second left till halftime.
Can't give it back.
Can't give it back. You got to get a first down here. Keep that clock going. 5 yards to go, and again, Goff drops back. He's going to step on the pocket, and he's going to go down. Unfortunately, pressure got home, and Goff had nowhere to go with the ball. Being a coach, I'm going to say this. Goff, he went to his first read, started looking for a second read when the pressure got there. To me, it just looked like he knew the play, but he didn't quite know it. And again, not to belay the point, but when you're not getting reps in meaningful situations, I'd say what Campbell won about scrimmages. Hey, we're scrimmaging the other teams, and they're ones versus our ones during the week. It's still not the same because it's a controlled environment. The coaches can blow the whistle at any time and stop the play. It's probably time for me to move off that point, but oh well. All right, so the punt, hey, good coverage by the Lions. It's going to take it down to 2:02 left in the half. And Kansas City's going to get the ball.
Inside the 20, though, so they got a long ways to go.
They do. They do have 2 timeouts. Detroit has 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So Mahomes, apparently he doesn't want to hit the same guy twice. He's completed 7 passes to 7 different guys.
That'll keep the defense guessing, won't it?
True statement being made there. All right, here we go. Detroit looking to make a stop, looking to get the ball back late in the second quarter. Kansas City with 5 receivers out. A little bit of pressure, but again, Mahomes gets away, and again,
there's Campbell.
The rookie linebacker makes the coverage, but probably not an ideal matchup, a rookie linebacker against a veteran NFL receiver.
No, I would say not.
So Kansas City is going to pick up about 20 yards there on that play and make up a little bit of ground as we go into the 2-minute warning. All right. Doing these broadcasts means we got to pay some bills. So, in case you haven't heard this before, I am a realtor. And if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in the state of Michigan, even the Upper Peninsula, even Detroit, St. Joe, Niles, Muskegon, wherever it may be, if you're looking to save some money, give me a call. Not during the broadcast, naturally, but call 269-998-2384. Let me put my 30 years of experience in real estate for you. Let me work hard so you don't have to. If you're looking for ways to save money when purchasing property, I can help you with that.
This isn't his day job.
This is my day job. Yes, as a real estate agent. So, as it may be, if you're looking to buy a house, I can help you with that too. Maybe help you find, if you're a first-time home buyer, grants from the state or your local municipalities that you aren't aware of. Whatever the case may be, give me a call, shoot me a text, and let me work hard so you don't have to. All right, now that we got that out of the way, Tone, at this point, what do you have to do to shut down Kansas City and get into the half 7-7?
Nothing seems to be working yet, so they just got to keep doing what they're doing. I'm a little lost for words at the moment, I guess. I think they just need to the communication has to be there. Get some of these guys in the game that haven't been in yet. Maybe some fresh legs. Maybe fresh vision. Again, I don't know if I've seen Houston yet. That's the first time I saw Campbell, and he kind of got beat on that play. I don't know if that was his original guy he was supposed to be covering, but in the end, he was covering that guy when he caught it. So, that's again, he's a rookie. He needs to learn. I don't know if he should be in right now with the 2-minute drill going on, but they're going to need to. Just keep getting pressure on Mahomes, keep getting better pressure on Mahomes so he doesn't make throws like that. but he's good at getting the ball out of his hands when he needs to.
Well, he's finding himself he's definitely this half. He's proven he's going to buy himself some time, and he doesn't need a whole lot for a receiver to get open. First and 10, there's the snap again. Hutchinson gets close, but not close enough. Oh! And a dropped interception, not an easy one, but a dropped interception, an opportunity.
Did it hit his hands?
It looked like it hit him in the hands, but well, I guess we'll have to wait and see the replay. And if that's Gardner Johnson, that's 2 he's let get away so far.
I think that was, I was going to say, I think that was Jerry Jacobs. Or Gardner. I mean, it looks like they were all there. I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, but whatever it is, Detroit, they've given the ball away once. They've had 2 opportunities, and they missed both to get the takeaways. Another snap, no real pressure in his face. Not going to be a huge game, though.
There's Branch.
Branch, the rookie, so.
Both rookies were there. Campbell was there, too.
About a minute and a half to go. 3rd and 7, a 3-yard gain on 2nd and 10 for Kansas City. Aaron Glenn brought his defense a long way a year ago. Right now, he's facing one of the NFL's premier players, Patrick Mahomes.
Sack right now would look pretty nice.
Yes, it would. 3rd and 7. Looks like he's in.
Oh! Man, how did he catch that?
There is a flag.
That's holding. That's got to be holding.
I would think so. Hutch looked like he was getting held pretty hard there.
Yeah, he was.
Now, here's the question. Do you back him up or do you say 4th and 1 or 2?
Back him up. They're across the 50 with that completion, I think.
All right, the Sarge is going to back him up, and let's see if the Sarge listens to Campbell, or Campbell listens to Sarge. But, yeah, pretty obvious hold here. Hutch beats him a little bit with the swim move, and yeah, it's a hook up around the chin, and the head
still almost got him.
Still almost got home.
Daddy likes it.
Papa Hutch is a happy man right now.
We backed him up. Let's listen to the Sarge.
Sarge went ahead and texted him, said, hey, Campbell, go ahead and accept that penalty. And Kansas City is going to want a little extra time with only 3 seconds left on the play clock. Patrick Mahomes is going to use their second of 3 timeouts. All right, so if you get a stop here, the Lions going to have roughly a minute left, maybe 50 seconds.
Yep.
You know, but you got to get this guy off the field. You got to get their offense off the field.
Yep.
You're for Aaron Glenn right now, 3rd and 17. What are you doing?
Oh, totally bringing pressure. More than just, notice the last couple of plays, they're only running forward. They're only bringing forward off the defensive line. Let's get a 5th guy in there. Maybe, keep saying it, maybe this is time where Houston comes in to be that 5th guy. And, just play that line, play that first down line. Make sure they don't get past you.
Well, here we go.
It looks like they're just going with the floor. NASCAR.
They got nobody over the center. They're going to go out wide.
This Houston.
And there's the.
He catch that.
He caught it.
I thought we were going to catch that. Oh,
unfortunately,
man. I don't know what the hell just happened.
Detroit's secondary gives up a 3rd and 17. Here we go. Kansas City trying to push him to get in field goal range with some token pressure and another busted coverage. I don't want to say that it gets old saying it, but maybe if these guys played together a little bit in the last months, this wouldn't be a problem. Game of inches, and Dan Campbell has said once again for the 3rd straight year, the first game of the season doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
When you got job security, you can throw games away, I guess.
Well, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, not a fan of this, but hey, you still got to make plays if you're Detroit, and we haven't made plays, and it's another busted coverage. Anselone looking around, who's supposed to pick him up?
It was probably him.
Well,
oh yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm a little disappointed, but I'm a whole lot disappointed.
3rd and 17. You can't let that happen.
And so
And then after that,
two guys pick up one guy over the middle because you have miscommunication. Well, if I'm a Lions fan, I'm not exactly happy about this. But what are you going to do? And Kansas City is going to take a penalty here. Apparently, they've got some miscommunications too. So they're going to take their final timeout.
Well, you don't want to end the half like this, that's for sure.
Kansas City gets the ball to start the second half. And boy, oh boy, that improved secondary for Detroit might be improved, but they don't know each other right now.
They do not.
Ancelone, I think, knows he messed that one up. But
Yeah.
you had a lot of mess ups on that drive, and then this half. Detroit more than likely is going to be trailing after that. Unfortunate, but hey.
I'm pretty sure they're going to take a knee when they get the ball back here.
Here we go. The extra point is up, and it is good. Detroit will get the kickoff with roughly 30 seconds till halftime. We'll see if the Sarge is correct that Detroit try to get the scoring opportunity, even a field goal. Because Showtime Patrick Mahomes has done more than enough to block Aaron Glenn's defense.
They're going to have to make some adjustments. I don't know. It's right now. I know Anzalone missed that play on the touchdown, but the whole first half of the story of the defense is the secondary's not talking to each other. They've had way too many plays where the receiver is wide open, like ridiculously wide open. They really need to. Aaron Glenn's gonna have to tell him something. I don't know what he's gonna tell him. I mean, I don't know how many times you can say, "Hey, you guys gotta talk." You know, you gotta stop missing assignments.
Anyway, I get you want to keep the players healthy, but the margin from first place, second place, whatever place is so small. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of saying, "Hey, we'll treat game one as our first preseason game and work the bugs out." They may come back and win this game. If they do, then hey, it paid off. But the Detroit Lions secondary or just defense does not look like it's on the same page yet. And then, of course, you saw the near turnover for Detroit on the fumble that Goff was able to recover, where Roderick Martin's in motion. Somebody miscommunicates. Hey, preseason is in effect for the Detroit Lions.
And, we can take away positives from the offense because before the fumble, the turnover, actually, we were driving it down the field for a second time in a row. We were. So, I know when we got the ball back, we didn't do nothing with it right before they just got the ball and scored. Right. But our offense seems to be moving pretty well. So we can, I guess, take that positive into the half. That defense, they're supposed to be better than last year. They're not showing it yet.
They don't look better than last year. No. But it's all to the first half. Right. We got a lot of season left, but it will be interesting to see what Detroit does in the second half. To me, I think back to last year against Philadelphia, we had some moments, but hey, against Philadelphia, I want to say we got down 17 or so points and came roaring back. Maybe we can do that again here, but let's see what Dan Campbell chooses to do with the ball.
It'd be nice if we could run this back.
Set something up, that would be great. But we're not going to get a run back. We're going to get a touchback. Do they take a knee and run up the clock, or do they go for it?
I think they're going to take a knee. But who knows? How much time? 34 seconds? They got 2 timeouts?
They do.
I mean, they can try to get down to get a field goal, I guess.
Patrick Mahomes, 3 completions on 25-plus yards.
They're not taking a knee.
They do appear to be going for it.
At least on this first play, right?
Here we go. Goff drops back. He's going to hit the rookie.
Before timeout. We get 5 on that.
Yeah. We got a few. We're in 5 seconds. to gain about 6 yards. Interview. Yeah. All right. So here we go. We got 2nd and 5. Might have to push the ball a little bit more than that if we're going to get something out of it. Hey, take what you get. Stats are helpful.
Yeah, keep adding those stats.
One timeout left. Dan Campbell does not look like he's in a hurry to do something here. But let's see what happens. This is where Jamison Williams would have been a threat, but hey, they also probably would have had 2 guys covering. All right, drop it back. Gonna hit again.
Same guy. Oh!
And,
did not get across that first down marker, did he?
Well, the Porter's, he's got 3 catches now.
Hey.
And
I said he'd get at least 5 or 6, right? Or at least 5 or 6 throws thrown to.
Not really sure if I understand the strategy here. You've gone 9 yards in 2 plays and used both of your remaining timeouts.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
It is, but you're not turning the ball over. You're not giving Kansas City anything. But now you've got to get a lot of yards in a hurry here on 3rd and 1. Because we all know Riley Patterson is not going to hit a 60-yard field goal.
We all know that.
All right, 3rd and 1. I'm surprised we don't see Gibbs out there, but we don't. Goff drops back to pass. He's actually going to put a little bit on it, and there we go. First down. We're going to have to go.
No timeouts.
Marvin Jones with another catch. 13 seconds. Hey, if nothing else, come on. Easy stats here. And they're going to clock it with 7 seconds.
How did it go from 9 to 7?
The clock moves just that fast in the world of professional football.
Apparently. This regulation clock.
So let's see what Detroit elects to do here. 14 out of 19 for Goff for 135. 1 score. You can't really blame Goff for anything. I mean, he's performed well here.
Yeah.
He's had 1 pass to, I think, Marvin Jones that was a little high. Other than that, Goff's been Goff. Defense is working out some kinks, I think would be fair to say.
Just a few.
All right, they're putting 9 back on the clock.
Hey, they did put 9 back on the clock.
Goff's going to air it out. Yep, just a bit too high. Had the right idea, would have been able to get the first down and out of bounds.
That would have been nice.
But unfortunately, incomplete.
It was kind of through his hands, though, wasn't it?
Hey, trying to be nice here.
I want to say he dropped that pass. Yeah.
Didn't hit him in the hands.
I mean, it wasn't perfect, right? But these guys are NFL caliber guys. If it touches their hands, they should be able to bring it in.
You would expect that they would come up with it. But
I guess they're just going to gun it to the end zone on this one, right? Yep, three split to the right, or that. Or they can just do that too.
I think Kansas City wasn't worried about it and batted it down. Goff now with 2 straight incompletions.
We got another play now, right? They're not going to just punt it, are they? Because that would be stupid.
Looks like they're going to go for it, but yeah, Kansas City made the play.
Yeah. Maybe Sewell should have chipped him a little or something.
Looks like they were going to set up a bit of a screen. All right, here we go. So let's see what happens on 4th and 10. Goff's going to just throw it away.
Yeah.
Kills the clock, and that's the half.
Kills the clock. Well, it was a half.
It was a half, and a half to be remembered. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back. Stay tuned. Need to use a